I'll just cut it all off one day and then I'll stop messing with it. When you do this kind of work, you will get very thirsty. That's how you know you're doing what you're wanting to do. Because what we are doing is we're increasing flow through the body, and we're using gentle, repetitive, oscillatory movements to do that. And we can do them in a really big, broad, easy way like that. We can do as specific as we want to get with it. If it's like, what's going on right here, then that's where we look. But we're wanting to increase the sensation of flow, and we're wanting to mechanically mobilize fluid in the body. And so you're going to get thirsty with that. Especially if you're in a warm room. We are 2 workshops into the Somatic Journeying series, which is a commitment that I have made to develop a narrative of sorts. And it's a somatic approach. It's a body-based approach, and that's what we're doing. It's not complicated. I just heard a knock and there's no one else here. It's not complicated. We don't want it to be complicated. We don't need it to be complicated. We just need to like move around and feel our experience. And somewhere along the line, for a lot of us, that became a really confusing and uncomfortable thing for whatever reason it did. Maybe it always has been confusing and uncomfortable. And this is a way to find comfort and clarity. And it's like really easy. We just move around in your body. And so today, we're going to use a somatic exercise to do that. If you want to join me, here we are. It's happening. For me, it seems like it's a good day to be working on neck mobility. And so that's what I'm going to walk you through over the next couple of minutes is a series of movements that you can apply to this area of your body in order to stir up some sensations and eventually develop that oscillatory movement, develop a relationship with this axis of motion that feels easy. So let it be easy, and please don't hurt yourself, because obviously I am not providing medical care to you in the context of this video. So do take good care of yourselves and don't do anything that creates any discomfort. This is exploratory. This is just an experiment to have a conversation with our body in maybe a new kind of way. So we keep breathing. Are we breathing? Yes. Yes, we are breathing. And so this is where it starts, just up and down. And you can see the jaw and the ear opening here. There's a hinge of sorts right there. that if you're having trouble finding just this small motion that doesn't involve moving other areas of your neck or your body, you might be able to find this in a mirror. Just perfectly appropriate to use a mirror to help you find specific movements. You can also use your hands on your body. Feel the way that these body parts are moving with respect to each other. And keep breathing. And let yourself rest back into stillness well before there's any sensation of dizziness or any other concern. One of the challenging aspects of this is just the visual component, because you notice I kept my eyes open during that exercise, which forces me to regulate the direction of my focus with a little bit more intention in order to not make myself dizzy. And that does require a little bit of energy. And so anytime you feel like you need to rest out of that oscillation for any reason, do that and just come back into your seat. And just come back into your seat. Please don't do this while you're operating a motor vehicle. Drinking water, small swallows, but repetitive like you just saw. Drinking water as you open that throat space is another way to start to make friends with this area of our body and explore what these things feel like as they're happening. Again, everything starts small. Everything starts easy. So don't try to chug however much water I just drank in the way that I just did the first time you try to do that, or maybe the first time in a while you try to do that. Let it be easy. Let it be patient. Let it be comfortable. Let your body guide you into what it needs. A little bit of a different position, a little bit slower, a little bit smaller. A breath. Any kind of sensation helps to ground us into this type of an experience. I like to burn incense, and the fragrance that comes with that is specific because it's something I'm used to, because it becomes a trigger in a positive way. We talk about triggers as something when our body has a response to the nervous system that is involuntary and powerful, but we only seem to ever talk about it in a negative context. What if those triggers were something that we could install intentionally and that they would be good for us? And smell is one way to start doing that because it runs through our limbic system and it enmeshes with our emotional and memory experience. And many of us notice that we have really strong memory associations with familiar smells, like the smell of cut grass, or, oh, my mom used to make this, or whatever that is, that sort of like embedded itself in our nervous system at some point, and there's a connection there. And it's physical and it's chemical, and it comes into our brain and it comes into our body, and it joins in with this sensation of flow that we're working with. I got distracted. So we're comfortable with the hinge. Now we're going to find the side bend. There's not rotation yet, just the bend. Try to let your shoulders stay out of it. It's fine to feel a stretch. A stretch feels nice. We're not cranking anything. That's all. And noticing at the same time your center of balance, center of gravity. And whether you want to actually shift your body weight from side to side, or you want to ground into the center and let just the head find this oscillation. Do what feels comfortable. I've been having a little bit of soreness on the right side of my neck that I've been working with today. And that oscillation that I had going a moment ago just sort of like fell into a really comfortable rest place here that I'm gonna come back out of again, because I'm not hanging on this other side of my neck. There's no strain in this position. It was just the angle that felt good in that moment. So I'm gonna come back out of it just to midline, and then I'm gonna just lean into that place that feels good. So I've reduced my total movement. I've gotten a little more specific. I've closed my eyes, so I am concentrating my sensory awareness just here. And I'm breathing. So we started very broad. We've now gotten very specific. Now we're going to go broad again. And just let that area come back into function in whatever way, Starting broad, finding specificity, letting the sensory experience, letting the felt experience guide you into what you're looking for. Continuing to breathe. And when you have that sensation of like, stay there. And then grow it back out into the rest of the body, into the room where you're sitting. Back into the real world. When you're working with the neck, there is no force required, usually. Preferably, there's no force required. We're not like crack addicts around here. Unless you are, but that's not what we're talking about. Let it be easy. Let it be gentle. If it's like, oh, it's grinding, then you're working too hard. And let it be small and smooth and liquid. And keep breathing. And I recommend trying this just like sitting on the edge of the couch. Most people end up sitting on the couch watching a TV show or something along those lines for at least part of their evening. If that's not you, then I'm sure you have other ideas where this kind of a practice might fit well in your day. But you can absolutely do this while you're watching TV. You can absolutely do this while you are sitting at your desk. You can just sit and move and breathe and allow yourself to experience the sensations of your body in an intentional way. And try it. See if you like it. And I hope it helps your neck feel better.